going to throw Monday's lesson in with Tuesday's because it's so short and quite easy. 2 dots on top of each other is called a colon. This, that we would call a dash, is actually called a hyphen. It's okay if you call it a dash, but a hyphen is like its real name, and dash is its cooler, hipper, more with it nickname. Okay. If you look on 149, it gives you examples of colons and hyphens. We use colon quite frequently. It's in time and in between the chapter and the verse when we do scripture. The one you may not know about is that you use it in the salutation of a business letter. So if you were writing to a business to let them know that you really liked something that they did. You know, you love how they donated $1 million to their local food bank. Dear sir or ma'ams. And then instead of a comma like you would in a friendly letter, you use a colon. Those are the times that you're going to use them. A hyphen, we use them in between some words, but where it's talking about, and you see this all the time in reading, if you get to an end of a line, and it would look funny not to finish the line, so you're going to go ahead and finish the line. And let's say that the word is compound. And your line of your paper is here, and you get here, there's no room for compound, so you put a hyphen, a dash, right there. It's hard to see because of the glare. And then you go to your next line. Avoid this in your writing as much as possible. Honestly, where I see it more than anywhere else is in the Bible, because they want to use as few pages as possible because it's already such a large writing that a lot of times words will use it. You want to break those words up in the syllables, and you don't ever want to do it where, like, if it's a word like happy, well, you don't want to do H-A-P-P, a hyphen, and then your Y. You can stick the Y where the hyphen is. You don't want to use it on ED in words like happened. You don't want to put happen, hyphen, and then ED on your next line. You want to keep those together. And again, just, unless it's going to look really strange, just go ahead and go to the next line. All right, that's all of that lesson. The big lesson today is semicolons. Remember when we talked about the conjunctions, and, or but with one T, and I made the comment that you could also use a semicolon. Sorry, my dog is out front, and I'm making sure she didn't get herself tangled around a tree or something. She didn't. Now, when we talked about compound sentences, they didn't show us how to diagram them. And that's what we're going to learn today. So I want you to look at page 150. When you have a compound sentence, you're going to diagram each sentence on its own. And then, when the parts of a compound sentence are joined by a semicolon, place an X on the conjunction line when diagramming the sentence. You'll see that they did the conjunction line in the predicate part. So they had this and they had this, these two separate sentences. And then they did a dot, 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 dot line, straight line, dot, 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 dot. Well, we're using semicolons. So rather than write a semicolon, oh, by the way, semicolon is like, it looks kind of like a J. It's or like that. It's just the top part of your semicolon, so like a period, and then a comma. It's a pause, and it connects those two separate sentences, the same as if you used a comma and, comma, but, comma, or. You're going to put an X here. And that lets the person know that it's a semicolon. I don't know why we just don't put a semicolon on the line. They didn't consult me. That's what I would have done. Okay. And all of our sentences are going to be semicolons. You're not adding and or but. You're going to do semicolons. So let's do a simple one. I'm going to change colors. The dog barked. The cat ran. Now, if I were to give you that sentence on the board in the mornings and I would say correct it, you could do several things. You could make that separate sentences, comma, and, or you could do a semicolon. Well, today I've already told you we're only doing semicolons. So we can see that this is one sentence and this is another. So I'm going to put my semicolon right there. Go back to the red, it'll show up a little bit more. See? And then when I diagram that, you see I've already got my X there. Dog barked the. That one's capitalized because that's the first letter of the sentence. That's going to be our only capital because there are no proper nouns. And this is not a separate sentence. It's connected by the semicolon. Cat ran the. Just like that. If you look up in your blue box, they gave you wait on the Lord, be of good courage. Both of those are command statements. They're imperatives, and they use the understood you. And that's why they capitalize that understood you. Give me just a second, because I may have told you something wrong. No, I was right. I guess they just capitalized it because it was you. I don't know why. But if you'll see here, they put it in parentheses to show that it was understood, that it wasn't actually part of it. And here, what are you waiting on? On is a prepositional phrase. On what? Lord. Which Lord? The Lord. Lord must be capitalized because we're talking about God. And then be of good courage. Of is a prepositional phrase. Be of courage. What kind of courage? Good courage. Let's do number 1 together. Pray for a good harvest. God will provide. Okay, once again, did they give us a subject? No. So this is an imperative. You, the understood you, is going to be the subject in both of those sentences. If you've got your board and marker or pencil and piece of paper, if you don't, get them now because I want you working along with me. So we know that the understood you is the subject in both of those. Now then, what's our verbs? What are our verbs? Pray is the first one. Pray for a good harvest. You pray. For is a preposition for what? For a, for good, or for harvest? Harvest. What kind of harvest? A harvest and good harvest. And then I'm going to go dot, 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 line, dot, 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 dot. I'm going to put my X there from a semicolon. Oh, this isn't you. I'm an idiot. God is the subject of this next one. We won't provide. God will provide. Sorry. I hope somebody caught that. If y'all would have yelled louder, I would have heard it. And then will is one of those words that I know I have to look at and ask myself, is it an on its own? Is it an on its own? Is it more was war be been been has have had do does shall should will? That's at the bottom. That means I'm going to need another verb. What's the other verb? Provide. Now, I really shouldn't have come in the middle of the verb, but it doesn't matter. Does yours look like this? All right, now I want you to try number 2. The Lord reigneth, let the people tremble. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's fine that we diagram that first one, but on these, all you're having to do is insert the semicolons. The Lord reigneth, let the people tremble. What's the first sentence? The Lord reigneth. Put your semicolon. And then, let the people tremble. Okay, yesterday is gone forever. Tomorrow never comes. 2 words. Or 2 sentences. Which one's the first one? Yesterday is gone forever. Semicolon. Tomorrow never comes. Okay. Let's go ahead and diagram that one too, because that's a good one to diagram. Yesterday is gone forever, tomorrow never comes. It has easy to recognize verbs and subjects, so pause your video, get as far as you can, go ahead and try to get the whole thing, stick words somewhere, and then come back to check. And I will do mine. Okay. So, I'm going to first identify my verbs. I find that easiest. Is. Is what? Well, it could be a verb, but it doesn't have to be a verb. But in this case, it's gone, which is a verb, past tense. What's gone? Yesterday. Okay, yesterday is gone. The last word is forever. Is forever describing yesterday, or is forever describing how it's gone? It's how it's gone. So, forever. Now I'm going to do the second part. Tomorrow never comes. Okay, my verb there is comes. When does it come? Well, first off, when does what come? What comes? Tomorrow. When does it come? Never. These are connected by a semicolon. So I'm going to go dot, 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 line, dot, 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 and put my X there. And by waiting to do this last, I can make sure I don't do like I did last time and go in the middle of my verb. So there's how you do that. And I will see you later.